I have witnessed such an incident in my life. When I was in my 20s, I saw a person practicing black magic. He lived in a rented house on our street. One day, the child of his landlords, a 17-year-old girl, was playing in front of his house with a ball. While playing, she accidentally threw the ball into his room and went inside to retrieve it. That evening, she fell severely ill and remained weak for nearly a week. Everyone thought she might die and was barely able to walk. One day, my mother sat with our neighbors and learned about what had happened on that day. When the girl went inside, she saw him performing prayers with a mandala drawn on the ground using turmeric and vermilion. She was behind him and called out to him. When he turned around, his eyes were red, which frightened her, and she ran out of the room. An elderly woman in our neighborhood suggested reaching out to him and mentioning the girl's illness. She mentioned that he had the power to use black magic for both good and bad purposes. As the days passed, the girl's condition worsened. Everyone feared she might not survive another week. One day, he was sitting outside his house, and my mother was talking to the girl. She remembered the elderly woman's advice and suggested that the girl approach him. With great difficulty, the girl went to him and sat beside him. He remained silent for some time, then looked at her and asked what had happened, to which she explained her illness. He placed his hand on her head and assured her that everything would be okay. This incident occurred in the morning, and by evening, she was able to talk and eat on her own. Within 2 to 3 days, she had fully recovered. There have been instances where he used his powers for malicious purposes. It is believed that practitioners of this magic need to practice it on someone to maintain their proficiency, otherwise, they may lose their hold on this black magic. This incident left a lasting impact on me and made me realize the power of black magic. It was a surreal experience to witness someone using such mystical powers for both good and bad purposes. The fact that a young girl's life was hanging in the balance due to the actions of one individual was both terrifying and eye-opening. It made me question the ethics and morality of using such powers for personal gain or to harm others. The fine line between good and evil became even more blurred in my mind after witnessing the effects of black magic firsthand. The mysterious and enigmatic nature of the man and his abilities left me with a sense of unease and fascination. It made me wonder about the unseen forces at play in the world and the potential consequences of delving into the realm of the supernatural. Overall, this incident served as a cautionary tale for me, reminding me of the dangers of tampering with forces beyond our understanding. It taught me to approach such matters with caution and respect, as the consequences of dabbling in black magic can be unpredictable and far-reaching. My mother was a victim of black magic but also a survivor of it. A decade ago, our relatives came to visit my house. They said they wanted to drop by and visit us since my place is on the way back and forth to Limbang. It was my father's sister and her husband. When they entered our house, my aunt, my father's sister, decided to put some coins into our vase near the main door. I witnessed it and we asked why she did that. She said it was to bring blessings here. We didn't question further as perhaps we were hypnotized not to ask her more, but just to see her do it. We didn't even think of taking the coins out because the vase was as tall as a normal human height, approximately 1.5 meters, so extracting the coins would have been a hassle. After their visit, strange things started happening in our house. My mother, who was always healthy and active, suddenly fell ill. She started experiencing unexplained health issues, constant fatigue, and a general feeling of unease. Doctors couldn't find a medical reason for her symptoms, and she was getting worse day by day. One day, a family friend who was knowledgeable about such matters suggested that my mother might be a victim of black magic. We were shocked and didn't want to believe it, but the more we thought about it, the more it made sense. The coins my aunt had placed in the vase could have been a form of black magic meant to harm us. We sought help from a spiritual healer who specialized in removing black magic. Through a series of rituals and prayers, my mother slowly started to recover. It was a long and difficult process, but eventually, she was back to her old self. We even found a bottle of oil with coffin wood buried underneath our garden soil. One hint that the magic healer told my mother was that this spell was sent by a relative who came and made an excuse to visit us but actually dropped the spells in my house. Currently, my mother is okay, able to walk without the pain of waking up every midnight. But on the other hand, that relative, my father's sister, went through surgery to install metal in her knee or kneecap and will soon do the same on her other leg. So, this is what karma is about. Sometimes I wonder if their children, my cousins, knew about the actions of their parents towards my mother. It is their sister-in-law, for God's sake. I can't help but silently resent their children, But at the same time, I pity them as they are okay to me. But I am still scared that the mother's actions towards my mom will be repeated. I hope everyone can benefit from this story above. Update, for those who have been asking for any reason why the black magic was casted. From what me and my family have gathered from our other relatives is that my father and her sister had a disputed land that was gifted to my mother, and I guess getting rid of my mother could have been a solution to this problem. I understand that there are disagreements between family, but to go to such extents is never the solution. It's also a good reminder of the importance of treating others with kindness and respect, as our actions can have consequences that come back to us in unexpected ways. Outside my immediate family, not very many people know about the following. My brother got married in late 2010 to someone our family has known for the better part of a decade. The first year after their wedding was as normal as it can get living in a joint family. However, things took a turn for the worse when my brother's wife started displaying erratic behavior and making unreasonable demands. She would often pick fights with my brother and other family members over trivial issues, causing a lot of tension in the household. Despite our best efforts to resolve the situation, things only escalated further. My brother's wife became increasingly hostile and manipulative, often trying to turn family members against each other. It became clear that she had some underlying mental health issues that needed professional help, but she refused to seek treatment. The situation reached a breaking point when my brother's wife accused him of domestic violence, which was completely unfounded. This false accusation not only tarnished my brother's reputation but also caused a rift in our extended family. It was a difficult and painful time for all of us as we struggled to navigate the complex dynamics of the situation. As if the situation could not get any worse, it did. Around the end of the second-year anniversary, things took a bizarre turn when my own brother started changing his behavior. My brother, who never even raised his voice in front of our parents, suddenly started yelling and cussing at my parents over the smallest disputes. His daily routine became going to work, coming home, and going straight to his bedroom to his wife. One day, while cleaning the home, we found weird objects behind our furniture, under the mattress, and inside the kitchen cabinets. At first, we didn't think anything of it until we discussed it with one of our neighbors who immediately knew what was going on. She took us to this priest who instantly told us, upon doing some reading, that our house was under a black magic spell and it was done by a very close family member. The priest advised us to perform a cleansing ritual to rid our home of the negative energy. As we delved deeper into the situation, we discovered that my brother had been influenced by someone who had ill intentions towards our family. It was a shocking revelation that someone so close to us could harbor such malice. We started visiting the priest daily to complete the rituals, and slowly we started seeing a big difference in my brother. The disputes and the anger that used to be towards my parents from my brother shifted towards his wife. Ultimately, my brother made the difficult decision to divorce his wife, as the toxic environment was taking a toll on his mental and emotional well-being. It was a heartbreaking and challenging process for him, but it was necessary for his own sanity and safety. This experience taught us the importance of setting boundaries and seeking help when faced with difficult situations. While it was a painful chapter in our family's history, we emerged stronger and more united as a result. The entire ordeal was a roller coaster of emotions and challenges for our family. It was a wake-up call for us to be more vigilant about the people we allow into our lives and to prioritize our mental and emotional well-being. The rituals performed by the priest not only cleansed our home but also brought a sense of peace and healing to our family. It was a reminder that sometimes, in the face of darkness, we can find light and strength in unexpected places. Hey friends, thanks for listening. Please subscribe and click the bell icon to get notification for all future narrations.